Ladies and gentlemen,
niggas and crackers,
guys, gals, and non-binary pals,
hot girls and city boys,
saints and ain'ts, and all our Harlem family. Welcome
to your very own podcast.
Everybody, welcome to the inaugural episode of Harlem's very own podcast. HvO, okay? It is your boy, Justin Khalil Winley, a.k.a. the Black Swan, a.k.a. the Notorious Oreo, a.k.a. the Caramel Crooner, a.k.a. the Best of the West, joined by my boy,
Jude Ali Steffers-Wilson, a.k.a. the Beast from the East, a.k.a. Sinbad Stefanucci, a.k.a. the Chiller Whale, a.k.a. the Powerful Panda, a.k.a. the Porpoise with a Purpose. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Nigga, we out here, bro.
Listen, I'm really excited. We're sitting here in East Harlem on a beautiful Sunday afternoon.
Marathon Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, shout out to everyone running in the marathon. Wouldn't and couldn't be me.
Shit, wouldn't be me either right now, man. I like my feet.
50-some degree weather. Also, shout out to Juanito Jones for the beat. And shout out to everyone who's listening already.
Word. Shouts out to Stan for letting us use his space.
Stan Kohler. We're in a Zendo right now, bro. It's like complete silence.
It's complete silence, magical. There's a bunch of Buddha statues everywhere.
Yeah.
A bunch of like Hindu and Buddhist fucking paintings and shit everywhere. We got fucking, I think that's Kalika on a statue he has. Yeah. He has like these like nice minimalist paintings and shit.
It's really a lot. It's a lot happening. Stan's going to be a guest eventually, but we just wanted to start something for the two of us. We've been talking about this for a year. Let's talk about speaking things into existence. Jude came to me and he was like, "Bro, I want us to start a podcast."
Absolutely.
And I was like, "Let's do it." And now we're doing it. So I guess we want to start with like loose introductions apart from the AKAs.
Yeah, for sure. My name is Jude. I'm 21 years old. I reign from East Harlem, New York. I'm a student at BMCC. I'm studying philosophy, and I'm a biracial angel, baby. You know what it is? Half black, half white. You know, on my Drake shit. What's up?
Exactly. And my name's Justin. I'm also 21 years old. We're born in the same month, a couple days apart. March babies. From West Harlem. 147th Street, Sugar Hill, you know. And we met through the martial arts. We've been boys for 4 years, going on 5. And yeah, we just went, isn't that crazy? We're old.
So long.
We're growing old together, like Inception.
We're going to have like fucking our own grandkids playing with each other and shit.
Yeah, hopefully if we make it that far.
Hell yeah, nigga, we ain't gonna make it that far.
Oh, I just meant like the world, not us personally.
Oh, yeah. The world, climate change is real. Fuck what all these other niggas say.
So we had a couple topics. Basically, the goal, not even the goal, the idea is to cover, current events. We're going to record every other week, except
Next week?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I'll be away. But after that, in the last week of November, we'll be coming back.
Show immediately, bro.
Yeah, I know. We're not setting a good track record off the bat.
We're going to be back. We always back, baby.
Yes.
That's what we do.
And we're going to cover, current stuff. And then we have a predetermined topic, as most of you will know now by reading the title. It's YEEZUS v. Jesus.
YEEZUS v. Jesus.
And
Jesus Louises.
and we're gonna get to that. But first thing, I guess I'm gonna talk in like order of maybe oldest to most recent. So we would start actually with Bernie Sanders talking about Burn Some 2020. Man, Bernie's trying to
burn it down, baby.
Bernie's trying to legalize marijuana, completely decriminalize it across the board, which shouldn't be surprising for anyone who knows.
And don't forget the legalizing of it, because I remember him stating something about the people who were affected most by marijuana should be the first ones to profit from it. So,
right, because you got all these white people with marijuana farms in the Midwest.
And go to Coachella.
Very proudly. But dudes get arrested for holding I don't know, what are the measurements of weed? An eighth of weed.
Or a nickel bag or some shit.
Yeah.
Like,
So
we don't smoke, obviously.
Right.
I smoke cigars.
Jude's trying to die early.
Die early? Bro.
So this is off Vox, right? Senator Bernie Sanders on Thursday at 4:20 p.m., and this was Thursday, October 24th. Also Drake's birthday. Shout out Drake. He's old now. He's 34.
66666.
Six God. Released a plan to legalize marijuana. It's one of the most ambitious proposals from the Democratic presidential candidates. It's one of his first 100 days actions, so he wants to just immediately have people out there, lighten up. 11 states and Washington have already legalized it, and the drug remains illegal at the federal level, which imposes all sorts of barriers on state legal marijuana businesses. For example, they must function as cash-only enterprises, since a lot of banks aren't comfortable dealing with businesses that are breaking the...
Continue. Okay, no. Let me not say pussy. Limp dick niggas.
Oh, okay, that's bad.
Nah, because a pussy pushes out a whole ass child.
A human being, yes. So,
even twins. Remember the Octomom? She
ridiculous.
pushed out 8 kids.
She's like an android, I think. How's she doing nowadays?
I don't know, man. She fell off the face of the earth.
Didn't
she taking care of them kids.
Yeah. I guess the endorsement deals stopped coming through. 8 kids, man. Good God. Anyway, we got, so, it goes into, it says, Sanders also promises to use new tax revenue from legal marijuana to create a $20 billion grant program for entrepreneurs of color, this is a quote, who continue to face discrimination and access to capital, close quote, and another $10B grant program for businesses, open quote, that are at least 51% owned or controlled by those disproportionately impacted areas or individuals who have been arrested for convicted of marijuana offenses. So Bernie was just on YEEZUS and Mero, actually.
Yeah, he was.
The GOATs. And I didn't watch it. Did you watch it?
I watched it. It was dope. I mean, YEEZUS and Mero. Shouts out to you guys. Inspiration.
Of course.
But they didn't talk too much into his policies.
Right.
They were bigging him up about his rally. And then they were showing him the blasphemous resale prices on certain sneakers. So, like, a pair of that Travis Scott brown Air Jordan joints and the Yeezy Red Octobers, which their resale value is like $11,000.
Goodness.
Bro, that's like, that's tuition.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Like,
I also didn't say I go to Pace University at the beginning. Jude mentioned his school, and I didn't. We're all disorganized. Sorry, it doesn't matter now. We're deep into it.
Hell yeah.
But I think the goal with that was to see how comfortable Bernie Sanders is talking to people, and specifically people of color. And
he hangs up with Killer Mike in a bar.
That's what I'm saying. That's what we've always known that Bernie's down. There's that gif of him doing like a dap. Switching up, like he does handshake, and then daps up some
That's that Obama shit. You ever see Obama in the locker room? He was just like 4 white people and then Kevin Durant. And so he's just like, good afternoon. Yo, what's up, Kev?
What's up, player? How you doing? Also, a little bit, it's funny that you mentioned Obama, because at the time that this episode will be uploaded, it'll be the anniversary of our first African-American president's election.
What?
November 4th, 2008.
It's November. Oh, by the time they're
By the
watching
time,
this,
yeah.
No, it would have been almost 10, 11 years.
Isn't that wild?
Oh, my God.
He's all gray now. Yeah.
But he looks healthier now.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to hold a country on his back, but also he has to watch it die. So it's kind of like.
But, like, hopefully we all make the right decisions.
But, yeah, it's interesting. Even it's saying here, the legalization has been a consistent winner in the 2020 primary so far. Everyone except for Joe Biden, apparently, have come out in favor of legalization.
Joe Biden needs weed, man. Like, yo.
He just needs something to keep him in check.
He needs something to keep him in check.
Just to calm down.
I'm sure there's some other medical issues happening with that man that we don't know about. He needs all the weed. I'm telling you, man. He needed chill.
I got glaucoma.
Got glaucoma. He needs muscle relaxers.
Apparently, this surprises me. Sheriff Kamala is even down with legalizing marijuana. Which, I mean, how many people has she put away.
As a
for that.
prosecutor, I don't know. It's messed up, but I kind of stay away from Kamala like that. I'm not. I don't know if I'm gonna say something really wild, but I am concerned if a woman is the Democratic nominee because I have PTSD over what happened with Hillary Clinton in 2016.
Oh,
It's just maybe after this, but I'll be worrisome. I'll vote, but I'm just worried. So I'm just be like, all right, I just won't be as confident and as solid because
I also think that Kamala is like it's like if a rich white woman couldn't beat Donald Trump, I don't know about a black woman. I don't know. And so she would need to be probably with someone like Biden.
Yeah, you would have to have a solid vice president. That's also what concerns me about Bernie Sanders too. Is he's pretty up there, and it does sound a little ageist, but
that's fine. It's real.
He's older.
He just got out of the hospital
for a heart
attack. Yeah,
and he's got to stay healthy. And then we also have to make sure he has a solid vice president with him. Yeah, and we don't know who that would be. If it's Elizabeth Warren, great, that'd be dope.
It would be.
If it was someone else from the cabinet that may not be as well known, fantastic.
Yeah.
But some of these other folks, I'm not sure about, like Beto. I'm not sure about.
Well, he dropped out.
He dropped out?
You hear about this?
He dropped out? No, I didn't
He
see
dropped
that.
out very recently, like this week.
Oh, shit.
The money dried up, bro.
What about Buttigieg? That's who I like a lot.
Buttigieg, I could, he, like we were talking about before, like, I don't know if the country will elect a gay president. He doesn't present, I guess, gay the way that, like he's not overtly effeminate, but he has a husband. And so, like, the question is, what are we gonna, we're gonna have a first man?
I mean,
so, like,
if we speak about the country as racist as it does sound, and it has been pretty messed up since Obama, I think we can handle a gay president because, I mean, we had Obama, a whole ass black president. Yeah, like, we don't have a nigga in office,
But yeah, I mean, I guess Buttigieg would only have to deal with as much as
as
Obama. Yeah, I was gonna say, but like the religion.
They were coming at Obama for everything over a tan suit. I saw some other funny video about him and Michelle Obama going on a date night in New York. And it was a big deal. They spent like, I don't know, however much money with the flights or whatever.
Right.
And only niggas on Fox News were just like, you're going on a date night holding hands. You can watch a movie at the crib. I'm like, yo, let Obama just.
But no one has
his shorty.
No one has anything to say.
Or his tallie, because Michelle is not that short.
She's up there.
She's pretty tall, man.
But there's nothing to be said from Fox and Friends about Trump spending tens of thousands of dollars with these golfing trips and these private expenses that he's putting out. Well,
and the whole world meeting he wants to have at his resort in Florida. Donald Trump, suck my dick. All right, immediately.
Oh,
understand it, bitch ass nigga.
So,
just in case if y'all didn't know,
yeah, we're definitely no fans of Trump over here. And I'm happy that he got booed at that baseball game.
Yo.
And that there were some boos at UFC 244.
Yo,
there were some cheers, too.
You know who got a standing ovation, though?
Who?
The Rock.
Well, of course. He's the people's champ.
He is the people's champ.
He's the great one.
He's the greatest.
He'll probably run against...
No.
I don't...
Please, no.
Well, we're going to get into that because Kanye is still talking about... We'll do that later. Moving on. So, Bernie, listen, guys, vote for who you're going to vote for. Actually, Election Day is coming up November 5th. We got local elections. So, get involved. Don't, I think it's like some mayor or like, not even mayor, but like representative stuff.
I forgot to.
Or like
it's,
chancellor.
I think it's some proposals, actually. We're voting on certain proposals.
Got you.
About some laws. I was talking about it with a friend of mine.
Yeah. Get involved, y'all.
I got homework, nigga.
Yeah, I'll probably forget too.
Moving
along. Huffman and Puffin. Felicity Huffman.
Let me look at that real quick. Get my notes.
Yeah, let's talk about this. So, for those of you who don't know, actress Felicity Huffman, married to William H. Macy, that guy from Shameless and other things, was basically caught cheating. She paid a fixer to correct false answer, not false, I should say, wrong answers. Yeah, false on her daughter's SATs, so that she'd get a higher score and get into college. She was part of a large, what turned out to be a really like a huge conspiracy, college admissions conspiracy.
Shouts
With
out
several,
Aunt Becky.
huh?
Aunt Becky from Full House got caught up in this too.
Oh,
She was
yikes!
fire. She was fire. I'm sorry. She was, man.
I never watched Full House, but I'll take your word for it.
God, Justin. You're going to hear a lot of stuff about the things Justin hasn't seen and that I haven't seen.
Right.
Where we're going to be like, are you for real, bro?
But, yeah, she was caught with a bunch of people. Let's see here. I'm looking at CNN. Actress Felicity Huffman was released Friday. So this was Friday, October 25th. She was only sentenced to 14 days for this crime, and she served 11 of them. 11 days of a 2-week sentence for her role in a college admission scam, according to the Bureau of Prisons. Huffman, the desperate housewife star, was the first of the more than 30 parents charged in the sprawling criminal case to begin serving a prison sentence. She pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit mail fraud and honest services mail fraud for paying 15 G's, 15 of them, to the scam's mastermind as a part of a scheme to cheat on the SATs and boost her daughter's test scores. Can you imagine? And it's funny because I was, so a little sidebar, I was at this leadership seminar basically that one of my mentors in my church, shout out Cap, Darren Booker, was hosting for some of us. And basically it was like watching a bunch of TED Talks back to back.
Yeah.
And the last one was this guy, Marcus Buckingham, who I didn't know his name. He's just like he's a CEO and a talker, a businessman, a genius. He was giving a speech that wound up, he was talking about how his wife was also involved in this and how he got a call from his son, hey, Dad, can you come around the house? Something's just happened. Mom is being arrested by the FBI.
Jesus
What?
Christ.
What? Can you imagine? First of all, can you imagine the FBI rolling up to your house? That's number one, for anything. Number two, can you imagine being a student who, is doing everything in your power to get into college, and you think that you, through your own, earnest hard work, were accepted, and then just to find out
It's a
lie.
It's a lie, yeah. And of course, the implications of this white woman getting a tiny little prison sentence, but it's also, I think, kind of disrespectful to the kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the obvious racial implications are true and ridiculous and repulsive.
Right.
But I think a deeper thing about this is that it's really disrespectful to the kid's own ability, what the kid even wants to do.
Of course.
You know,
that's I hadn't thought of it like that. Yeah.
What my mother always said to me was, you raise the child you have, not the child you imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be out there. The mother had this idea about her kid going to college, doing this, doing that.
Right.
You know, the kid may not want that at that time.
You
know? The kid might want to go to school a couple years from now.
Yeah.
But I think she failed to respect her child's wishes, and this is the payment she gets for it.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's...
You raise the child you have.
Yeah.
If my kid comes out here with 3 legs, I got to buy my kid a pair of pants with 3 legs in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't imagine
you do.
this fantasy child, you know? I get what the cards dealt to me, you know?
Yeah.
And you can't force kids into things, and then you kind of get bit in your ass.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's a really good point about, that's something that even comes up now, as our generation starts having kids, you know, and it's what is, there's a lot of stuff that we've learned from both our parents are boomers.
Your dad was born, your mom and dad were born when?
My dad is 59, my mom is 64.
Oh, yeah, my mom and your dad are the exact same age.
Yeah. So there's a lot that we learned from them, and there's a lot that we might feel like we need to unlearn. You know, nobody's been a parent, but I mean, people who have multiple kids have been parents before, but even each kid is different, right? And it's a new experience every time, and some people are straight up not ready to have kids, or maybe even shouldn't, you know?
Straight up.
And so for you...
Donald Trump should never have kids.
Well...
Little niggas should stay in a condom.
But, yeah, this was really despicable. And it's It really is. It's a shame for those kids who like might have thought they were doing something for themselves or might not have wanted to go to college or whatever.
Yeah.
To have their whole.
I saw one girl who says, "I don't really care about school. Go to football games, go to parties, go whatever." She was just this little YouTube star. Let the kid go with her YouTube thing. I mean, she might be whatever, not my taste in entertainment,
Right.
But she's making something for herself, and she did it on her own with YouTube or whatever. And she may have gotten, funding from her parents, giving her her iPhone, giving her the cameras, or whatever.
Yeah.
But she kind of mapped herself out for her.
Yeah.
We got this laptops. My mom helped me out with this. Your parents may have helped you out with yours.
Yeah.
It's up to you what you can do with it. Your parents just provided you the tools.
Yeah. Not
not the ambition and not
chisel you into
the whole game plan. They just gave you the big ass piece of clay.
Yeah. She says, Huffman says in a letter to the court, in my desperation to be a good mother, I talked myself into believing that all I was doing was giving my daughter a fair shot. Which
a fair shot of what?
You're not, because you're
suck my dick. What? Are you serious? A fair shot?
Literally engineering a scenario where she gets ahead of other people. So that's anything but fair. She says, I see the irony in that statement now because what I have done is the opposite of fair. I have broken the law, deceived the educational community, betrayed my daughter, and failed my family.
Next topic. Next topic. You
getting tight?
It's just annoying, man. We out here with student debt, bro.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm an ASAP. I'm good, but like.
No, you're right. It's unavoidable for a lot of
white people out here with some serious student debt.
Yeah. I've transferred 2 times, and like, it's carrying like all of it all over the place.
Yo, bro, one of my mother's cousin's daughters, right? Mm-hmm. She is gonna be in debt for the rest of her life, like $100,000, and like $100,000.
Forget about it.
Sell crack. Sell that crack. Listen, innocent little Italian girl, sell that crack.
Flip.
Wait, no. Italians are the niggas of white people. Never mind.
Are they?
Yeah, they are. No. No. Albanians are like the Latinos. So like they're like
okay.
They're like Dominicans and Puerto Ricans of white people. Italians are Italians are most definitely the black people
of white people.
Of white people, not for real. The Mediterranean and shit, because like Italy and North Africa are like an ocean away from, not an ocean, like just mad close. They're a boat ride away. An easy boat ride away. You know what I'm saying? Like not like a week.
Not like a Noah's Ark situation. Like you're just going straight there. Not 40 days.
No. It's not like going to like Australia to Europe or some shit.
Wow.
It's like 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting. I will have to consider
like a 45-minute flight.
Black people or white people. So
and wait.
Oh.
And wait. Think about this also. Cleopatra and Julius Caesar, setting up dick appointments for like 4 days. You know what I'm saying? Set each other them like the scroll tablets and shit.
Hey, ma. Pull up. What's the pyramid looking like? You got the free pyramid? You got the free pyramid? You kidding me?
Yo, Ma, let me hear your
Cleopatra must have been
esophagus.
bad. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of like a modern day equivalent to what Cleopatra must have looked like.
A mix of Rosario Dawson and Rihanna. That's what I imagine.
Well, but you love Rosario Dawson.
Shut up, man.
But that's,
oh yeah. Cory Booker, get up out of here. That's my wife and me. Forget it. Cory Booker, get up out of here, man. Son. Like,
get up out.
Get up out of here.
That's a good mixture, Rosario and Rihanna. Well. Next topic, I guess. That's a whole other episode. Fahrenheit 275. So the city's been on fire recently with regards to fare evasion and the crackdown on it. And specifically, this was galvanized by a video that went viral of a 19-year-old kid being forced to the train floor by like a dozen police officers. For jumping the turnstile. Mm-hmm. The kid's name was Adrian. First of all, so the train pulls into the station. He has his hands up because I guess someone notified the police somehow that he had jumped. So they were waiting on him. They were just sitting on him. The train pulls up. He has his hands up already. They already have their guns drawn on him through the windows before the doors open. There's an undercover cop on the platform. The doors open. One cop rushes in, get on the ground. Another cop, his partner. Then 3, 5, 6 cops. At a certain point, how are y'all even effective in what you're supposed to be doing? You're getting in each other's way, number one. Number two, it don't take all of y'all grown men to pin this 19-year-old to the...
There's a lot of big-ass 19-year-olds, man.
Yeah, but that kid looked like my size.
He regular.
You know what I mean? And like,
regular,
I'm 21. I look even a little shorter than that kid did. So like, it wouldn't take no 4 or 5 dudes to pin me down unless I was like on something.
I fought you, bro.
On that K2 or something. But like, this guy was just, so this points to a larger problem, right? And there have been protests recently. There was like a mass turnstile hopping. That was pretty gangster.
That is the most ingenious thing I've heard of in a long time.
That was pretty G.
Because what I'm tired of is like the mass free swipes. Just rush the shit. Rush it. You know, like get like 80 niggas in the train station hopping.
Yeah. It's really like, I don't know, like America is slowly turning into V for Vendetta. And it's like, I don't know if you ever saw that movie.
No, I haven't, but I can kind of get the idea of it.
It's a very
militarized.
Militaristic thing, and then eventually you're going to have these anonymous. Where's QAnon? I haven't heard from QAnon in a minute, but I'm sure he's having a ball with all this. He was like that mysterious internet dude who actually wore the V for Vendetta mask.
Niggas who wear V for Vendetta masks play Call of Duty in their mother's house.
Maybe, but he was also...
And are just angry all the time. All the niggas listen to Mortal Technique. All the niggas listen to Hobson and shit.
The point being that, when you look at first of all, because I looked it up this morning. I try to know what I'm talking about before I open my mouth, unlike a lot of people. That was a little spicy. That's not directed at anyone.
O'Reilly, suck my dick.
So I'm looking at Politico.com, right? And this is a few months ago when Cuomo and de Blasio first decided that they would crack down on fare evasion, which, by the way, they couldn't even be in the same place when they did it because they have beef that they can't work out. How y'all going to come at anybody else when y'all just...
Why do they have...
They just don't like each other.
Listen, if the Game and 50 Cent could come together, shake hands...
Right. Bloods and Crips, bro.
Donald Trump and the nigga from North Korea. Fucking Tupac and Biggie in heaven.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? No, Suge Knight and Snoop Dogg.
That's the big one.
Listen.
If y'all can do that, if they can do that, you, Cuomo, and de Blasio can go to a press conference together. But the point I was trying to make is this reads, statistics do not suggest New York City's subways have seen a major spike in crime. The governor's office says reports of assaults on subway and bus workers rose 15% between 2013 and 2017. Neither the MTA nor the governor's office provided more recent numbers. So, using numbers he acquired from earlier this year in the MTA, Pete Donahue, who works for the Transport Workers Union, by the way, because they did this apparently to try to combat like assaults on subway workers or transit workers.
Okay, yeah.
So apparently this guy, Donahue, says the assaults fell in 2018 to 101 from 115 the year before. Instances of spitting at workers also fell from 202 to 156. Total harassment, a category that includes verbal abuse and contact without injury, was up from 2,149 to 2,318.
Yeah.
And then instances of menacing, threatening, were also up. So... There's this idea that like transit workers are, first of all, transit workers, understandably, protect them. They don't get enough credit for what they have to deal with. They get good money.
They get good money, but also it's hard work.
It is.
You see them walking in the tracks full of rats.
Yeah.
And I've heard stories about dead bodies.
Yeah, no, there's a guy in my church
disgusting homeless niggas beating off in the trains. We got friends who deal with that shit all the time.
Exactly.
RP, shouts out to the ladies who got to deal with that shit.
So there's a guy in my church who works for transit, and he's told horror stories about like being in the tracks late at night and not having his signal light on so the train can't see him, and having to like get out of the way in time. That's
petrifying.
It is.
I want that job. I like this job.
Yeah, this one where we can sit and talk about all this stuff.
Hell yeah.
But none of that stuff necessarily has to do with fare evasion.
Yeah.
And there are statistics that suggest that the total revenue loss of the MTA due to fare evasion is like minuscule compared to everything else that they lose money on. You know what I mean? So it's like, it really is just, it comes down to, and the people who are arrested for it are predominantly black and Latino.
Of course.
So it comes down to everything. This is an episode about race, guys. Sorry,
Allegedly,
we didn't want to.
Apparently.
We didn't.
I get tired of things about race. I'm like, because I think about it all the time.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. We'll try to be lighter in future episodes, and we're not going to get all the way into this now because even though some of what YEEZUS v. Jesus is about does have to do with race. But yeah, this sucks.
The race against time to get away from Kanye.
Yeah, for real. You know, listen.
Kanye's race to a Grammy that he's not going to get again.
I guess word of advice to those of you out there, right, taking the subway every day.
Get 20 niggas with you and hop the turnstile.
Is what Jude thinks you should do. I think you should. It's $2.75. If you got it and you know you got it, just swipe it.
Just swipe it.
Just swipe it.
The place you got to go to is more important than a slice of pizza.
Exactly.
Might be going to Shorty's crib, man.
Yeah,
Get the topic,
listen.
get the billsies.
And then you get caught up and you get arrested and she thinks you stood her up. You know what I mean? It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
So just pay the $2.75 or ask some people I tend to swipe people. I have an unlimited.
Same.
I tend to swipe people.
Oh, wait. Shouts out to ASAP program at BMCC giving us that free Metro card. You know what I'm saying?
So, you know, just be careful out there. If you're going to protest, that's your God-given American right, or American-given, God-given right. I don't know. Constitutionally given. Let's say that.
You can say God. I'm not going to be against you for saying
no,
God.
but no. What I mean is that God didn't write the Constitution, and some people think He did.
Oh yeah,
and that's a whole other
Wait,
conversation.
what kind of people are those?
White evangelicals.
No, televangelists.
Or that too.
You know what I'm saying?
But
like no. Like the nigga that came in the church on the wire, on a floating wire, like God brings you, and it's like floating down. And shit.
Yeah, no, it's out of control. Be careful, be safe, and I don't know.
Run.
Yeah, we're gonna take a little break. We're gonna come back, and we're gonna talk about Yay.
Peace out. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, we're back. And,
Yo, what's up?
Citizen app just told me that there are 2 people fighting like a block away from where we are. So
Bro, I did not get that.
regular Harlem stuff.
Yo, one time. Yo, tell me this. Yo, I'm chilling on like 86 or something like that, and like First Avenue, and I get one of those alerts, and it says like 2 men engaged in fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs.
No one has used the term fisticuffs since like 1865.
Since we were emancipated.
Since we were dead ass. Like, bro, like, fisticuffs? Like, what is this? This is gangs in New York? Am I Leonardo DiCaprio trying to, body the Busher? What?
No, fisticuffs.
Shouts out Daniel Day-Lewis.
Shouts out Daniel Day-Lewis. Apparently retired from acting. I'll believe it
shoes now.
when I see
Maybe a pair of Jordans, Daniel Day-Lewis.
when I see it.
I don't want to, feel bad about, poor little Chinese kids make my sneakers.
Right. Yeah, you do it, Daniel Day. How about you get into the character of a shoemaker
From China.
and make exactly.
Yeah.
And shrink and change your biology entirely, Daniel Day-Lewis. My friend and I used to have a joke about that where this is before we're going to get into the Kanye thing, but shout out my friend Danny Meddy. We used to have a joke where we would be like, we would imagine Daniel Day-Lewis playing different superheroes and how he would get into character to do it. So, like, gets cast as the Punisher, is arrested for mass murder, and then kills, like, 19 people. God forbid he's cast as the Joker.
19 drug dealers.
19 drug dealers. At least. God forbid he got cast as the Joker or, like, someone actually psychotic.
Nah. You know who's, like, a really underrated villain who I think is so dope?
Oh.
The Riddler. The Riddler is fucking dope.
That's valid. He's going to be in the new Batman movie. Paul Dano. No, Jonah Hill's out. Paul Dano is playing him. You gotta look him. He's perfect visually, and he's a great actor too. He's like does those like indie movies. He's known for playing kind of like weird roles.
Of course.
There
and
you go.
I don't think it can get weirder than. Well, you can get weirder than.
Definitely.
You can absolutely get weirder than the Riddler. Oh yeah. Yup.
Everything. Everyone cast in this has been.
He looks like a school shooter.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, he played that weird priest dude from There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood. Yeah, that's him.
Oh, okay.
So funny you should mention Daniel Day.
See
But
how
here,
everything comes full
everything
circle?
comes full circle. That's how you know we're good hosts. All right, come back.
Lit, man.
But so we wanted to get into the main topic of today, which is Kanye
Wake up,
West.
Mr.
I mean
West.
Kanye West. Now
Wake up, Mr. West.
it's important to just for like context, right? Most people who know me know I'm a Christian. Practicing. I guess I should say go to church regularly.
Is that what Stan says?
Jude is
I'm an
not.
atheist. I don't believe in, things like that.
Right.
But I'm respectful. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And,
I've been to bar mitzvahs.
Right. Yeah, me too. Tons. And obviously, we're here 4 years later and we've started a show, so it hasn't affected our friendship just yet. Maybe this is where it'll happen. Maybe this podcast will be the beginning and the end. No, but we wanted to get into it. So Kanye West dropped "Jesus Is King," a gospel album. Now I'm gonna start because if you don't mind,
You start.
I'm a-
Absolutely. Absolutely, sir.
I'm gonna start.
You can do that.
Because I went through. First of all,
How's your spiritual journey been, Justin?
I'm doing all right. I'm maintaining it. It's a daily process, right? And that's part of what I'm gonna get to later. Mm-hmm. What I want to say about my relationship to Kanye and his music generally is that like I have always known who Kanye West is. I haven't always been a fan. It's not like I disliked him and then liked him, but I just wasn't actively listening to his stuff. Yep. The first experience I had with his music was my dad was and is still obsessed with the song Flashing Lights. So he would play it in the car. That's like his favorite. That's like the top 100 songs is Flashing Lights. As it should be. It's a great song.
I can't wait to have your dad on the show. Me and him are going to talk about good Kanye.
Yeah. I'm sure he'd love to do it. So that was my first experience with it. And then, but he's a cultural like phenomenon. He's everywhere. He's ever present in terms of when you're talking about music and hip hop and all that stuff. And so
fashion
now, yeah. So
ugly ass clothes.
I always knew who he was when and I started to get more into him the older I got. I would say like high school and college, I started to dig into his discography. I went back and listened to Graduation, Late Registration. I listened to obviously
Late Registration is the best Kanye album, just saying.
Oh, hey, you're welcome
saying.
to think that. What was the one, the blank CD?
Yeezus, I think.
Yeezus. I
That
listened
shit was
to that.
garbage. That was absolutely garbage.
Yeah, it's got some good stuff on it.
No, it don't.
But it's a lot.
Bound to.
No, wait, no, not that one. The one
That's the one.
The one with
Bound to
Black
was on.
Skinhead.
Yeah,
That's that same
that's
album?
Yeezus, yeah, Bound to. Honey.
Good God, yeah. So there was that, and so like, Kanye. I know who he is. Whatever, he's doing his thing. I know he's his own person. Then 2016 comes, and all this Trump stuff pops up, right?
Of course.
And it's like, well, now I'm annoyed because
Now I'm annoyed.
yeah, now like I know you are like this maverick, but I just felt after a while like Kanye West is the type of person who he's like that kid that we all knew in middle school or high school who just said the opposite of what everyone else said because he thought it made him cool.
You think Kanye West believes the Earth is flat?
I wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised.
Wouldn't be the worst thing he said though.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. And so he said that, and I kind of just decided, all right, well, fine. Candace Owens, that sheriff from Texas with the mustache and there's this black sheriff somewhere.
Oh,
that dude,
the one with the real dark mustache.
Yeah.
And he tucks his jeans.
Yep.
Tucks his ugly flannel into his jeans and wears a cowboy hat.
Yep. All y'all and Kanye can go that way, and you can you can live your coon life.
Wow.
I called him Kanye West.
You said
But
coon life.
But
What's a coon? I actually know. Oh no, I know who's exactly
what's his name?
a coon.
What's his name?
He's on CNN. This black dude, and oh my god,
No,
I forgot.
I'm thinking of the guy who ran for president against Trump, the other Republican.
Oh, Ben Carson.
He's not even a coon. He's not even like animated enough to be a coon.
No, he's
too
like
lazy.
He's like Peter Pan's shadow.
I don't know what that got me. I don't know that got me so much. Yeah, but
Oh my God.
yeah, basically. So, you have all these guys. Then, I kind of started to so when Jesus is King, he started to promote that, or not even the album itself, but that it started to come out that he was doing gospel music now, or that he was having Sunday service, that whole thing.
All fine and dandy.
I had mixed feelings about it because on the one hand, I was like, well, this seems like another, just public, like persona pivot.
Yeah.
And but then I also would see people get upset about it, like, oh, like on Twitter, be like, da 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 da, like this is how fame is a religion. And so I tweeted one time, I was like, it's interesting to me that people never start talking about fame as a religion until a secular artist steps into gospel. Like, people, and this is no shade to anyone's fave or anyone who anyone stands. I'm just using this person as an example because she's the example to use. Beyonce. People worship Beyonce. Like straight up, and
I'm throwing all shade to Beyonce. She's overrated. Suck my dick again. All right. I like Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys. I adore everything you do. All right, ma. So just please.
Yeah, Alicia.
No. I'm sorry. I gotta say this because we throwing shade at Beyonce. I'm throwing shade at Beyonce. You
are
not.
I'm not necessarily. I'm
gonna get the beehive all on me. I don't care. It's fine. I don't care.
I got friends who are gonna come after you for that, but it's fine.
Fine. They
Jude's ready for it.
We
Jude,
out here. I'm ready for it.
Jude wants the
I'm not
controversy.
afraid of black women between the sizes of 5'3" and 6'7" coming at me with heels, sunflowers,
6'7"
and sunflower seeds. Okay, I'm fine.
Sunflower seeds
And mimosas.
But the reason I brought up Beyonce is that people, people literally, if Beyonce started a church with Beyonce, she would have parishioners. She'd have people in there. So for it's hypocritical. It's a logical disconnect to only talk about it when a secular artist steps in the gospel. But I also understood people's concerns, especially in the Christian community, of this seems weird, and everyone being like, this seems cultish. Like everyone dressing up in white and standing around and singing, which actually Kanye did acknowledge in one of these interviews that we're going to get to later. But
what kind of Christian are you again? Are you Baptist?
We're Pentecostal, mostly, but we're also non-denominational. Cool. It's there, but our church isn't called Baptist, whatever. It's just Soul Saving Station, and it's never been I don't know, there haven't been real rules. Although a lot of our members are older and they come from different,
How long is church? Because Baptist church, Black people church,
it's long. Oh yeah, no, we started 11, and on a good day we're out by 2:30 or 3, like we were today.
No, it's not that bad. I went to sorry, LaShawn. I went to my sister's funeral, my sister's grandmother's funeral. Not my sister's funeral. She's not dead. But my sister's grandmother's funeral, and that shit was 7 hours long. I swear to God. Sorry, LaShawn. I love you. Sorry, sis.
But
it was mad long.
Yeah, no, for me, it doesn't feel necessarily long because I've just been doing it, and that's that was one of the jokes going around when Endgame came out. It's 3 hours. It's yeah, bro. Yeah, what? Bro. That's light.
Nah, because also my mother is Italian and she grew up Catholic.
Yeah, so mass isn't mass short though?
Huh? Yo,
Catholic mass is pretty brief, isn't it?
Yo, listen. I went to a few Catholic funerals. I think it was Uncle Mikey. I got to throw my other side of the family under the bus.
Yeah,
but that shit was mad short. But on their praise, it was mad short.
Right.
But Italians are hella judgmental. One of my mother's aunts passed away, and she was cremated. And Italians don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They'll be like, it's so barbaric that they cremated her.
Really?
It's just so barbaric. Yo, listen. That's why I said Italians are the black people of white people. They're savage and they'll say wild shit. In very inappropriate times.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's something. Yeah, I guess. But I would rather. I'll take Black Church anytime, just because at least the songs aren't gonna put me to sleep.
Touche.
When you're singing and it's nothing against choruses. there's a time and place for like listening to choral music. Whenever I go to see my sister perform at LaGuardia and they do their arias, it's beautiful. But I couldn't do that every Sunday.
Oh no,
forget
no,
about it.
No,
So
no. The only thing I'll say about a Catholic though is like the food will be better afterwards. Italian food,
black people food,
I know
soul food.
So
This is another episode. I'm not doing this with you today.
episode.
We're not doing this today.
I do this
So the point, when Jesus is King is announced, I'm like,
I won't get a shot down.
the whole week leading up to it, I'm like, harumph. I'm being all Scroogey about it. I'm like, nah, man.
If you can't tell right now, he got his arm crossed
Yeah.
right now. His shoulders chucked up.
I'm like, this isn't going to be like legitimate, whatever. Then the album comes out, and actually, you know what? Before it came out, I wasn't even pressed about it. I was like, it'll happen, whatever. I'll probably listen to it. It comes out. The album is 27 minutes long. I'm like, 27 minutes.
I did
27 minutes. Care Package is longer than that, and that's not new music.
Care Package again?
Drake's the album Drake put out of all his old hits that weren't on streaming. I'm like, mind you. Well, yeah, I'll get to that later. So 27 minutes. I listened to it. It doesn't impress me, and that's again because of my background. I'm used to gospel music, and this just was like this sounded like a dude just saying Jesus over and over again for no real effect.
Yeah.
And so I listened to it, and we texted about it, and I was like, I don't know, we kind of agreed that it didn't feel authentic.
Yeah.
But I watched the interviews. The Big Boy one was whatever. I watched his interview with Zane Lowe, and
that was deeper because
he had more time to talk. I felt like I got a genuine sense that like this is a meaningful change in his life. Like I did get that, and then I started to after I watched that interview specifically. Same. Then I listened to the album again or some songs, and I was like, well, you know what? First of all, as a Christian, it would be wrong of me to preclude someone else from joining the faith just on the basis of like whatever. Notwithstanding the other stuff that he's done. Just like Kanye, if just a person saying I'm born again, cool. And then I started to think, if he is really, this is a man who for 15 years has been, as he puts it, making music in service of the devil, but he's been making secular music and in some cases very vulgar, very vulgar secular music. I love it. Right. So it's a new vocabulary. It's a new. He has to learn again, and so it makes sense that maybe the album would only be 27 minutes.
Because in the Bible, y'all got some like big crazy ass words.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like goddamn, Helveticus,
and he's
Leviticus,
right,
ubiquitous,
ubiquitous, and he's learning and he's eager to start over. He talked about in the Zayn interview about like basically George Lucasing all his old music like Star Wars and like George Lucas did to the Star Wars prequels and or the originals and going back and adding stuff or changing the songs.
Don't do it.
Well, but it's also like you'll have the old stuff still. You'll have that old catalog. He's not gonna like delete it.
I know, but don't change it.
Well,
don't listen.
Yeah, it's part of it. Should be.
Don't
it should be considered
slow.
It should be considered
Don't
part of
trust
his
her to
legacy,
say.
right? And it's it's not like it's out of nowhere. Like Jesus Walks came out. We know
the
that.
first Kanye song I ever heard.
That's a great one. It's another one my dad likes.
I was like 6 or 7 years old. My sister, two things. So it was, I must have been in like kindergarten or first, no, I was in kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
And my babysitter would take me to the Virgin store in, on like Union Square, 14th Street.
Mm.
And he would just like let me listen to CDs. So we just go in, listen to CDs before he dropped me off at my mom's job. And I would listen to Kanye, and he was like, yo, listen to Kanye West. And then I just skip. Then I heard Jesus Walks, and I was like, oh my God. Even then, I knew I didn't believe in God, but I was like, yo, this shit is fire. This is amazing now.
And to that, like, the point of what you just said.
Yeah.
Kanye
bought me the album. That was the second thing.
Kanye doesn't have. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Nice straight.
Kanye doesn't have an Instagram, but if he did, he would probably have almost as many followers as Beyonce, right? Like he's a very famous.
A little less.
A little less.
A little.
He's not Beyonce.
A lot of less.
But he would have a huge following. He does have a huge following,
Yeah.
and
he sells $300 pairs of ugly sneakers.
yeah, there is
Prison slot.
Crocs, glorified Crocs.
Wow. Whoa.
The new joints he has coming out.
You really said glorified Crocs?
That's what they look like. There's the new joints he has coming out. But there is an opportunity, if you're looking at it from a Christian standpoint, there's a huge opportunity here to introduce a whole group, a massive group of people to God through a person, right?
Yeah.
So that in its own, by itself, idealistically, objectively, that's a good thing. But yeah, you know, it's when you look back, Kanye, there are certain things that haven't changed about Kanye. And there are certain things that still concern me about him. And a lot of it does have to do with his,
the racial shit that he's been saying
lately? And the what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my God. The relentless, I guess I'll just use, the relentless support of Donald Trump. Because I know, and this is where, like, even within Christianity, racism obviously still exists.
Well,
that's why I talked about white evangelicals earlier, because there is a difference between, and there's a dude I could get on this podcast from my church who would go off, but there's a difference, between a lot of, like, the Christians of, like, the Republican Party and, like, Fox and Friends and all that that give Christianity a bad name are from the white evangelical sort of sect, which is also can kind of be sometimes linked to white supremacy, Klan stuff, all that. So sometimes it seems like Kanye's new worldview is more in line with and in service to those type of people than it is to black people and black Christians. And, like, I don't know if saying that is inherently, like, just me being defeatist. No. But anyway, I've said a lot, so I want you to give your full
No, it's not you being
thing
defeatist.
Now on.
It's him assimilating to what he might believe is success, and his idea of success has kind of gotten distorted since his mother died.
Yeah.
And that's where I'll get into things. But, yeah, I think ever since Kanye's mother passed away, he's been on this wild fucking thing of being controversial.
Right.
Like
a binge.
He started dating Amber Rose, and then he
When did she die? Sorry.
I think she died after graduation came out. So, like, I think, like, 08,
So it's been a while. I don't know why I thought it was more recent than that.
No. And then the thing with Taylor Swift, it happened before Taylor Swift. Then the thing with Taylor Swift happened, and then he started going on this craziness.
Yeah.
And then those interviews about him wanting to get on with Nike and all these fashion things, like being the Louis Vuitton person, getting those sponsorships or being able to design for them.
Right.
Him wanting to assimilate into them and not make it something for himself because he didn't believe that, he can make his own thing, start his own companies. Yeah. I think I don't know what that is. I think he's just. I think he needed his mother to give him that push and to believe in himself.
Yeah. So
he became a rapper,
right?
Very successful rapper when she was around, and that's fucking hard.
Yeah.
We may look at SoundCloud rappers or anybody else, but it's hard to make a song. It's hard to write. Yeah. Yeah. You write. You rap. You sing. Shouts out to Reference with a 3 instead of an E. Shouts out to Reference.
Thank you.
But it's really hard to be an artist and to make a song. Yeah. You have to make a whole bunch of bullshit, a bunch of terrible songs to create a good one.
Exactly.
And he did that a lot. And he does that a lot.
Right.
And he had his mother with him throughout the entire time. Mm-hmm. But now he doesn't have his mother and he's just been off it. And he needs someone to, like, reel him in. And I guess that's what he has his wife for. But now, when he gets into
what I'm gonna
this Jesus stuff, say something.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
Listen, man, we live in a free country where we can say what we want.
No, but it's not. No, it wouldn't have.
And
it's
it would be
not
unfair.
because
is it unfair?
No, it's not. It would have been unfair. And
Okay.
it's not because like,
That's fair.
oh, let me censor myself because PC lived, but it's like,
It's like, nah, it's not fair.
and she's moving, she's doing things, and she's a
doing
lawyer.
the thing. Yeah. She's doing the
Or she's gonna be a
prison
lawyer.
reform stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
Dope.
for her.
Dope.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what song came on yesterday randomly that I haven't heard in years? I Hit It First by Ray J.
Yo, Ray J, a piece of shit. No, you know who's a real piece of shit? Lil Fizz.
Who's that?
Okay, we'll get into this real quick. So Lil Fizz, ever heard of the band B2K?
Yes.
All right, so it was Omarion, Raz B, Lil Fizz, and J Boog.
Okay.
And apparently, Lil Fizz is bagging OD Omarion's baby mother.
Wait, I was listening to people talk about this on the read.
So messy.
But I didn't know who these people were, but I was listening to the read and they were talking about this.
Served?
Yeah, a long time
The
ago.
dude with the big hair, the ponytail.
Okay.
So Lil Fizz is fucking Omarion's baby mother. And
My God.
yeah, it's man, and they're on tour together.
Right now?
I think so.
Omarion knows it's happening?
Yeah, they're bragging about it. Yo, Abel Jones, the mother of Omarion's child, I say baby mother, has put out a video saying this is the best dick of her life. And I'm like, yo, I don't want to be Omarion, man. I don't want to be Omarion. It's wild disrespectful. But back to Kanye.
Yeah,
back to Kanye. But now with all this Kanye stuff going around, so I was watching one of his, interviews, and then for some reason they didn't say all this in the whole interview. We get these random behind the scenes clips, and then Kanye said something about abortion in the black community and Plan B pills and how black people have been brainwashed. Let me get this statement correct because we're brainwashed out here, bro. Wait, let me get my yay voice. We brainwashed out here, bro. Come on, man. This is a free man talking. Democrats had us voting. What? Voting for Democrats and food stamps.
Hold it. Keep your mouth by the mic so they can still hear you.
Democrats with food stamps for years. What are you talking about? Guns in the 80s? Taking the fathers out the home? Plan B? Lowering our votes? Making us abort children?
Okay.
Get the fuck out of the uterus, Kanye. Get the hell up out of the uterus, my nigga. I'm dead ass. I take serious offense to people who are anti-abortion because, if you don't have a uterus, shut the fuck up and stop talking, bro.
Period.
Get up out of here.
Point blank.
Because, it's just...
No, you're absolutely right.
I shouldn't even have to explain myself. No one should. A woman should have to explain herself the reason of her wanting to take Plan B or get an abortion.
Right.
It's her body, her choice. There's other words that I want to use right now, but I can't think of them right now. The stupid headache. Fucking, oh, God, whatever. Just get up out of the uterus. It's not your business.
Yeah.
If you, a fetus isn't a full life. Aristotle stated, yes. I'm going to say it. I don't care, son.
Yeah, here we go. Drop it.
Just brow.
Yeah.
Aristotle says you're not a full human being, or you're not a full human being if you do not have the capacity to think. That's what separates us from us and animals.
Right.
I don't think you have the ability to think until you come out of the womb. Once that baby cries, that's it. That's the moment when it can think.
Yeah.
Because when it immediately cries, it's like, nigga, I'm fucking cold. It was nice and warm in that uterus, nigga. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I was nice and warm in there. The hell? It's cold out here. Right. Why are you shining lights on me?
Exactly.
Why is there beeping?
Yeah.
Who is this nigga holding me with a mask?
There's a lot of thoughts. Yeah.
Yo,
You're
just
right.
get me. Wait, what's this? I'm hungry. Wait, titty?
To steer back to Kanye.
Get the fuck out the uterus, Kanye. Shut up.
So this is kind of the point, is that I am not. There's two conversations. There's so many conversations to have about Kanye. There's Jesus is King is the album. Fine, whatever. It's mediocre. Snoop Dogg Bible of Love is way better as in terms of a rapper who did a gospel album. Listen to Snoop Dogg Bible. Did you know about this?
I heard about this, but I didn't even see it.
It was like
promoted.
45 songs long. It's dope. I love it. So that's better. Listen to stream it. Stream
Snoop
Bible
Dogg
of
is
Love.
authentic and for real.
He is. So there's that.
And
Two,
DMX.
there's a conversation. There's a conversation about Kanye as a person, and then there's a conversation about him new, being born again and in this new path. But I think that there's still so much damage that Kanye has done, and it's like really what you want to get into the weeds about is he says like it's racist to tell me that as a black person I should care about there are certain things I have to care about. There are certain things that I have to think. I understand where he's coming from, but it depends who is telling you that. If like a white person is telling a black person, this is what you're supposed to think, that's different than other black people saying, these are the issues that we're having, and this is the person who is causing those issues, or at the very least is allowing them. And you are promoting this person. And that's what's happening, Kanye. No one's telling you that you can't be Republican. No one's telling you that you can't, vote against Obama or dislike Obama just because he was a black president. No, I'm not saying that. I can't say no one. I'm not saying that. And I don't think you're saying that. No. And most people I talk to aren't saying that. But like
Cory Booker black, I'm not gonna vote for that nigga.
Yeah. Well, that's because you have a personal vendetta, which we've already covered.
I don't care. He also a vegan.
You don't trust vegan people?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I do, kind of.
We have some vegan listeners. Saya, probably?
Saya, I don't know if she's vegan. She's little, but,
Right into the show, Saya Baker, let us know if you're vegan. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. You are promoting someone who is the antithesis of, like...
A piece of shit?
No. That's what he is. I'm saying the antithesis is the opposite of something. So he's the opposite of racial harmony, of any sort of progress for our people. The man literally has a concentration camp set up at the border for Mexican children. Like I don't believe as a good person, period, you can support him, and I don't believe as a Christian you can honestly, you can know the word, and he's new, but I don't think as a Christian,
you can know the
he
word.
just got here. He just got here, but I don't think you can read the Bible. I don't think you can talk to actual Christian people. I don't think you can theorize about God and square that with what this administration has put forth.
Yeah.
So that's my issue. Like, Jesus is king, whatever. Kanye, you say, you're a born-again Christian. That's not my place to question. That's between you and God. But, like...
And the weird bathtub water you came out of.
At the end of the day, that's my main thing. There was a lot to unpack from this Zane Lowe interview.
I'll get to the authenticity when you look for that, but
go ahead. Yeah,
the authenticity of his spiritual journey, like you said with Snoop Dogg. We've seen Snoop Dogg go from a straight crib gangster because Snoop Dogg was on trial for murder.
Yeah,
when Doggy Style came out. And was free because it was self-defense. And you've seen him evolve into the Snoop Dogg we see today.
Yeah, this peace-loving, spiritual person.
This chill dude. He's still gangster.
Yeah, no. He'll beat you up.
He's doing cooking with Martha Stewart. If you looked at Snoop Dogg in 1993, say, what the fuck? What the hell? And then I want to mention another artist who I admire is DMX. DMX is troublesome. Yeah. He's been in and out of jail most of his adult life. Has a substance abuse issue. I think he's getting clean now. I think they just signed him back to Def Jam. Okay. But in all of DMX's albums, he has conversations with God and conversations with the devil. He's able to have both conversations and knows that he can mess up and do wrong. Yeah. DMX accepts himself as a non-perfect human being. Right. And he doesn't change his language. DMX told R. Kelly, fuck that nigga with an elephant dick. All right? How do you say that to somebody? It's really disrespectful. How do you say that to somebody? Yeah. Like, how do you say that shit? Yeah. But then I think there was one song, like, did you listen to Damien? Yeah. That's the skit, wasn't it? Or no, that was the song. That was the song. What'd you think of the skits? The skit that you sent me, I thought it was, like I said, the spoken word. I thought it was well written, and I definitely I understood how if that was what you had in your mind as the standard for like a rapper going gospel, then I understood how like Kanye's album could have been disappointing. Yeah, because it felt like Kanye was
still trying to make like bangers, which is fine. I mean,
Absolutely
listen,
fine.
there is no like
I like Famous.
there is no problem with Christian music slapping. Like Kirk Franklin has been making Christian music that hits. No, I know you don't know who he is, but
I know who he is, but I was like, I don't listen to that.
Right, but he's been making Christian music that slaps. Kirk Franklin has been on the cutting edge between secular music and gospel for so long.
Mm-hmm.
People called him like almost like the Kanye of gospel. Not they didn't call him that specifically, but like there was a sense of him as being too radical, too far from the message.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he's like he's like the godfather of gospel music.
Yeah.
Or not that's Richard Smallwood. But point being that there's nothing wrong with having catchy gospel music, but I understood it didn't feel like there was a. Although I think that Hands On is the song is like his equivalent of like those skits where he's what have you been hearing from the Christians? They'll be the first ones to judge me, make you feel like nobody loves me, make me feel like or whatever he says like. That felt more personal, but yeah, for a lot of the album, it was just like.
But when you hear DMX, bro, you can hear that pain, bro.
Yeah.
You can hear that crack in his lungs.
Yeah.
You know, you can hear his stomach growling.
Yeah.
Because he wants that shit.
Kanye
DMX needed rap.
Yeah.
He needed that shit. And so did Kanye.
Yeah, at a time.
And DMX needed his religion, and it got him out of those crazy situations.
Yeah.
And I really think DMX is an admirable human being because he continues, he has messed up and messes up a lot.
Yeah.
But he continues wanting to be a good person.
Yeah.
I think Kanye just believes he's good because he believes in God.
And that automatically.
That automatically makes him straight.
Yeah. And also there's still a massive egocentrism that follows Kanye. However he reinvents himself, he's always the best to do it.
And let's get back to his wife, Kim. He was like, "Yo, listen, Ma, you dressing too sexy. It's upsetting me in my new spiritual journey. You put your wife. He put Kim in those drop dead sexy ass clothes and very revealing things. To each their own. Do you think? But you kind of like upfront, like, yo, my wife is hot.
Yeah,
my wife is bad. And you mad? You married a bad chick? Now you upset? Now you don't want no one to see your bad chick?
Right. And kind of
out of here, yay.
Yeah, and
you want to marry a nun? Marry a nun, nigga. The fuck?
I'm sure you. Yeah, it's
holla Mother Teresa.
What I was saying before is that like one of the things he says in this Zane Lowe interview is, this is a quote: "I am undoubtedly the greatest human artist of all time. It's just not even a question anymore. It's a fact."
Who would you put there? Now it's very controversial thing to say, and it's too many artists on the list who provide us with things that we love. But
I mean, I don't know. It's like I don't even think that
you can't even say that.
The greatest human artist, like, I mean, I'm instantly going back to, like, I don't know, like, I'm thinking Shakespeare. But you know what I mean? Like, people that are the reason that we understand art the way we do now. I mean, Kanye, like, is an innovator, of course. But I always think it's kind of weird for people to pat their own back in that way. And there's something to be
cocky.
There's something to be said for taking your place and understanding your impact, but like, I don't know. It's like one of the key virtues of Christianity is humility. So clearly he has a lot to work on.
Sit down. Be humble.
He's a lot to learn in that regard.
What's up?
What
do you think of Chance the Rapper?
Oh yeah, this was another thing you brought up. Chance, I have more. I kind of think Chance, like, as much as he is like Kanye's mentee, I think some similarities between him and what you described about DMX, in that he definitely had a chronicled substance abuse problem. Acid rap is all about that, and he publicly talked about his journey to being born again and to starting his life, renewing his life, and it's just there's more of a. I don't know, like, his album was also dumb, but
I didn't listen to that.
Yeah,
I didn't listen to that album.
But also, like, I might give it a listen again because I feel like maybe I was putting an expectation on him that wasn't necessarily fair. Point just being that I believe Chance a little more, but again, I guess the point I'm trying to make is that I'm not. It shouldn't really be about what I believe.
No.
You know, but since we're having the conversation, right? Yeah, I don't see that same level of. I don't know. I think it's going to take time. Like Kanye is he's such a. This is what I was going to say, and this is almost another like topic on itself. Is that I think at a certain point you get so rich that if you have nothing to ground you, you just become an entirely different person.
Yeah.
Like what is you lose touch with humanity because you can control your environment so much that you only have to interact with people as much as you want to. Think about people like Beyonce and Jay-Z who have a combined net worth of $1 billion.
Grounded?
That's what I'm saying. I have no idea.
I mean, I don't know if they're exactly grounded. I don't know them like that, but they at least put the effort to put out the image of being humble, being true to themselves.
But like, I honestly think I'm like, what is Beyonce's like? What does she do? Like, what is her personality? Like, does she just?
What is her day like?
You know, does she
go to yoga?
Does she? What is she? What's her favorite movie? You know, and this is all part of her brand, the mystery behind who Beyonce is.
Of course.
But in a much more real way, I'm like, do you just go in like into a cryo tank and you just stay there for 23 hours and then you come out?
You incubate your kids?
Yeah, when you have to perform for like a week and then you go back into hibernation. Like she's just so. And then you have like Will and Jada who
they're way more out there though.
Yeah, no, that's what I like. That's kind of the flip side, not necessarily the flip
side.
And
they work. Like Jada was just on.
Yeah.
Well, was it just on? She was on for a little while. It came out years ago, but she was on that Gotham show.
And she had a TV show, yeah, but before that too, that she was that ER
and Will Smith doing Bad Boys for Life when he's like 60 years old.
But
when we came out the last movie came out like 15 years ago, man.
Yeah. So Kanye is like, I think he's kind of he lost touch with like humanity a while ago, and that is going to color like his ability to be the type of man of faith, to be a man of faith, because a lot of that revolves around relationships, forming and maintaining and improving on relationships, and he is I don't know if that's necessarily what he's doing.
Yeah, I think once you having sex with silicone bodies, bro, I think you're totally out of touch with humanity. Literally.
Yeah, well, yep.
And then, what are his kids are like?
Yeah.
Because I remember I saw a video of North, like, no more pictures. I was like, this poor little girl.
Well, that's interesting. He does bring up that it seems when Zayn is actually able to get through, like, the bluster and the ego, he's able to get from Kanye that, like, a lot of what he's doing now has to do with his kids.
Yeah.
And specifically, like, one thing he says is that he's looking for the light, quote unquote. And
I think the kids are the light, man.
Right, but and that's like he says, like, there was a light I saw in, Jay-Z's eyes, and there was a light I saw in my daughter's eyes when we talked about, making a change to Sunday service, and I'm looking for that. Like, so he seems to be trying to become a more positive person, and that's
which is fine,
all good.
Which is absolutely
but
fine.
you gotta cut the MAGA stuff, and you gotta cut the
and there's nothing
blaming.
wrong.
Go ahead.
And there's nothing wrong with being a Republican.
Yeah.
Its truest form.
Yeah.
Because
my dad's Republican, which I didn't even know was like a thing that black people couldn't be until I got to high school.
What'd you find out?
And started telling people, like, I got to high school and started learning about, just black people and white people and what people tend to do.
Yeah.
And then, so I would say, oh, yeah, my dad's Republican. People would be like, oh, really? But that hasn't stopped him from voting any particular way. And like,
did he vote for? I mean, it's none of my business. But was he
voted for Obama? Yeah, in 2008. Yeah, and I think a lot of black people did. Most black people did.
A lot. We'll say a lot.
We'll say a lot.
A lot's not all.
Yeah. So
But your dad is able to. There's some values that in the Republican Party that he.
That he agrees with. Yeah, and some in the Democratic.
We all probably have a little bit of conservative in us. My mother, is an outright unapologetic feminist, but she thinks that when you have a baby with someone, you should marry them. You should be married, and that's old fashioned.
Yeah, very.
But fuck it. Like,
what are you gonna do?
Like that one little thing. Is like old fashioned.
Yeah. And so you, Kanye, you can't punish or chastise black people as if we're like this. We're under this group hypnosis for reacting to what has been generational trauma. The slavery was a choice thing, man. Like,
I thought that was a magical statement. I thought it was really, really smart. I really hope the sarcasm is in my voice right now.
like,
I hope all y'all could hear the sarcasm.
like my dude, like you. That's what I mean about
You wanted to say
disconnecting
my
from
nigga
humanity.
so badly.
My dude. No, but like you.
Man had his fingers pointed up like an Italian leg.
You can't be.
Cool.
You can't be that ignorant. Like that's what I mean when I talk about disconnected from humanity. It's just like you are so.
You are attacking Kanye. Like you are so.
You're so like. You think you're so liberated. You think you're so liberated that you've actually just like you've trapped yourself in another.
Yo,
kind
Justin,
of prison.
say what your goatee, bro. Come on.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like it, and then to say that like, because then you turn around, and you look at people like, oh, Eric Trump like retweets talking to like Jesus King this is the album.
Oh, Eric Trump is an idiot.
Eric Trump, shut up.
Yo, you ever see Eric Trump deadlift?
Or not Eric. I mean Donald Trump Jr., the one that he likes. But
So all of them look the same.
Yeah.
All right. All of them should have stayed in the condom or been aborted. Okay.
Oop.
All right.
Oop.
All right. And the only one that won't attack is Barron. Shout out to Barron. You know what I'm saying?
Shut up, Baron.
Poor bastard. You know what I'm saying?
Just try to
Really,
make it
I feel bad for that kid.
Baron, we'll have you on the podcast someday. We're gonna talk a lot of trash about your dad, but we'll have you on.
It's fine. I talk shit about my dad.
Yeah. Well.
But no, ever see Donald Trump Jr. deadlift?
No.
He deadlifts with a whole sickle cell anemia spine, bro. Oof. His spine is so curved when he's deadlifting, and he thinks he's so brolic. He's like, like he's taking a shit. And there was a girl in the video, and she just had this look on her face like, ever seen a disappointed woman in the gym? She's just like, she is fat. It's really, disappointed women is like the worst, face you can see. She's just like,
disappointed black woman specifically. But,
yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's your mother. That touches your soul. A disappointed mother is the worst thing.
Well,
that hits you in your soul.
But we
disappoint our fathers from the beginning sometimes.
Kanye is in. It's like he thinks like I was saying, he thinks he's liberated, but really what he's wound up doing is in some ways I think making himself a pawn of people who ultimately don't. I don't know. I don't know that Candace Owens really cares about Kanye.
Oh,
I think she's just happy that
who
someone
is she
agrees.
again? Isn't she?
She's the conservative black pundit. Oh yeah,
I know who she is.
Black Tommy Lahren.
Black Tommy Lahren,
but smarter, actually smarter than Tommy Lahren. Like legitimately.
No. Tommy Lahren's kind of smart. I think I saw her on The View, and she says something. She is against the Republican Party's or the Conservative Party's idea of being anti-abortion because she's like, listen, I'm for a limited government.
Yeah.
Why should the government have any part of my body?
Yeah. That was one smart thing.
It's one smart thing. It's the one thing I'm trying to pick out. One thing I'm probably trying to pick out, but
that's part of what Kanye talks
to Taylor
about.
Swift.
Yeah. Is that like he's
has
like
a long back. I'm really stealing Diaz Mero jokes right now.
Kanye is like, we don't make Kobe's legacy about one torn ligament. We shouldn't make my legacy about my mental health issues or about me wearing a MAGA hat or whatever.
Your legacy's kind of crazy, Kanye.
You
just gotta really like. What if one thing I actually want to wonder is, what if Kanye died now?
Just like at 40, whatever he is. Just
just
tomorrow.
Right now. Like what would the reaction be
him?
like? Because remember when like Mike died?
Jackson?
Yeah, Michael Jackson died, and he had all those crazy allegations against him from the beginning. We were all like, yeah, he kind of did that shit. Or like some people believe that he didn't do that shit. But the whole world was just like, yo, this nigga died.
Right.
What would happen with Kanye? What would your reaction be if Kanye died?
I'd be sad. I actually genuinely would be because like at the end of the day, I still think that he has the potential to not even the potential, like he's demonstrated that he is a cultural force. Yeah. And he has the potential to be a real force of good. And there's some things that he's doing on this farm with like sustainability and everything.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's like dope. So I would genuinely be sad. And I would probably, I keep bumping his music.
Hell yeah.
The same way I do
still
with
listen
Michael Jackson.
to Late Registration.
Yeah. It's not like with R. Kelly who
Wow.
You can't listen.
We're getting messy.
I'm just saying you can't listen.
You're getting wow. We mentioned R. Kelly in the first episode.
I'm just gonna make this point. If an
I mentioned R. Kelly.
Yeah, you did. But if an artist's art is related to the thing that they've been found guilty of, then I can't.
And R. Kelly wasn't found guilty, but amongst
it's
amongst the public.
Yeah.
Not in the court of law, but amongst the public, he's guilty.
Maybe if R. Kelly...
It's like the elections. The Electoral College didn't find him guilty.
Yeah.
But, the population finds that nigga guilty.
Yeah. So, if... Maybe, and I'm really like a huge R. Kelly fan regardless, but maybe...
I like Ignition.
If R. Kelly made music that wasn't about having sex, like if that wasn't his bread and butter, then I would be less uncomfortable listening to Bump and Grind. But now I know that that's about someone's 15-year-old daughter, so no thank you.
We can't listen to that Aaliyah album. Age ain't none but a number, but a now ain't none but a thing.
Oh, God, Aaliyah. Gone too soon.
Gone way too soon.
Shout out, rest in peace.
Soon.
It was her birthday a few months ago.
Oh, word?
This is the nature of years, is that someone's birthday comes during them.
But
But
immediate RIPs all over Instagram.
yeah.
Speaking of RIPs, RIP John Witherspoon from Friday.
Yeah.
The Boondocks. Oh my gosh.
Black Jesus,
the Wayans brothers.
Yeah.
We love you and we miss you, John Witherspoon.
And RIP Representative Elijah Cummings from Baltimore, Maryland. Two great black icons in different fields that went on in the past couple weeks. So I was actually going to move into the wrap-up anyway, and that was going to be part of it. I guess, any final things you want to say about Kanye or anything like that?
Kanye, I don't know. I don't know what I can say to Kanye. There's nothing I can say for him.
At the end
he's
of
a grown man. He got to figure his own shit out.
At the end of the day, I'm rooting for you, Kanye. But you are making it difficult in some cases. That has been episode 1 of HvO, y'all. The sun is set. It's dark out now.
It's black.
Yeah, and I gotta get back to the west side. So, thanks for listening. Tune in next time. We're probably going to record after Thanksgiving. Oh, the only other thing that I want to shout out real quick, just because it's an important thing. This is what I was talking to you about before we started recording. Is let me get this dude's name. Rodney Reed. Okay. Rodney Reed is a black man who is currently coming to the end of his prison sentence. He was unjustly accused of rape and murder in the 90s. And now he's facing he's facing execution within the next, by the time we record next, he will either be dead or still alive. So you can go to, Sean King has the link to announce to sign a petition in his Instagram bio. If you don't feel like looking at Sean King because he's controversial, you can find it anywhere. Just look up Rodney Reed. All the evidence is online to support how this guy is as innocent as my hair is nappy. And but no jokes, for real, look into it, make your own decision, but also let's try to help him out as much as we can, because if this guy dies, it's going to be chaos. To end on a positive note, what's the song of the week, Jude?
Song of the week?
What's the song that you want people that you've been listening to this week, or that you want people to go into next week listening to? Or that you've been listening to a lot recently?
I've been listening to... All right, I'm going to give you 3.
Okay.
Maxo Cream with her Schoolboy Q, 3 a.m.
Okay.
Powers Pleasant, Can't Fuck With It with Buddy and G Perico.
Okay.
And Giannis with Freddie Gibbs and Anderson .Paak. Yo, Freddie Gibbs, I'm coming to your show in New York on the 17th. Yo, that man has the funniest Instagram of all time. The funniest Instagram of all time.
For me, it's ironic you brought up Michael Jackson because I've been listening to Billie Jean like at least once a day recently. That song is just so great. So Billie Jean is one. Not my lover. One of them is, the other one I should say is Floods by Lucky Day. It's a little bit of a sad boy song, but Lucky Day is an artist I recently found out about, and I think he's great, and Reference and him should collab. Not that I know who Reference is. and the other one is Come Through by Summer Walker and Usher.
Oh, word?
That joint, it's a bop.
Is Baby making?
No, but there are other songs on that album that are definitely baby makers. Definitely, that album is a problem. So,
you hear that, shorty?
yeah. And with that, we are